Hello everyone, L2C here, and I have my BFF with me,
D to the B. Yep, I'm back.
and I'll be talking why I like Sydney Sweeney. Well, I've seen some clips of her from Madam Web, and not only that she's a good actress, but she's very, very beautiful. I like how she digs in deep with the character. I don't know if you guys know this, but when she was filming Madam Web, she wanted her character to hang upside down like she does in the comics.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised to hear about this. I would have put this information in. So a while ago, I did a video talking about why I personally don't care for the new upcoming Spider-Man 4 movie that's coming out. And Sydney Sweeney was one of the topics about that movie, about how she's going to be Black Cat and all those rumors, which I'm still a bit iffy on. But hearing this information from LDC, I was a bit intrigued. Then he found the videos, and I'm like, wow, I'm actually shocked that she said that. You don't get that nowadays with actors and actresses. It's mostly like they avoid the source material to kind of do their own thing. Like, you can do your own thing, but you should also know what made the source material special. Instead of just like, oh, we're just going to throw all that source material. We won't even hint a single thing about the source material in there. Just the look, and that's it. We're going to make it a complete different character, an insufferable character that you're supposed to like, but in fact, nobody does.
Okay, moving on now. But, I mean, the reason I like Sydney Sweeney is because she's really nice to her fans. I've seen some videos on YouTube where she, meets her fans at the premieres and stuff, and she takes pictures with them, and you get your autograph from her, and I mean, she's really sweet to her fans, and that's what I like about her too, as well. And I've seen some of her acting skills, and she's really good, actually. She can act.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many talented actors, and there's some actors that can't pull off a certain character, and
Right. And then there's some characters that can, like, what LSC's point is, there's more to Sydney Sweeney in his eyes besides that one area, which is a lot. That's why a lot of people like Sydney Sweeney, or at least one of them is because of that area. You can't deny that fact. Like, us men just like that area. I'm sorry, crazy women who don't like being praised for being beautiful. That's just the straight up truth. That's just how we're built. Kind of like how women back then liked really tall men. Like, they just like how tall they are or something like that. I don't know. It's a anatomy and hormones and all that stuff. It's too much to comprehend.
but like I said, Sydney Sweeney is very nice. Well, what I've seen on videos.
Yeah, with videos that have been shared around with the internet. Like the one clip where she said she literally went to a comic shop to get the research on the character that she was playing. Something that hasn't been done recently for a lot of stuff, because studios don't care about accuracy to characters. They only care about delivering quotas and using the characters you know and love to fill those quotas. And in the process of that, they damage the brand. They also damage the trust in theaters. Like, there are so many films that have failed so recently. Like, people are starting to lose interest in films, especially comic book films. This is something that I also brought up in a video. Like, the damage has been done for superhero movies because Disney kept going on with the MCU as people wanted Endgame to be the end of the franchise because there was nothing forward to look to. Like, there was a few films and characters that people wanted their conclusions for, but for the most part, Marvel's catalog was just obscure and bland and boring, and then they added all these agendas into their films, which ended up ruining a lot of great characters, and that's why people don't like the MCU anymore. That's why people are sick of superhero movies. Personally, I haven't gotten sick of superhero movies because I will love superheroes as long as possible, but I can understand why normal people who are not going to get as invested in the franchise, like read comics or willing to read the comics, I can understand where they're coming from, because they have done it to death so much because they keep going and going and going. And then also, other companies try these cinematic universes, which people are starting to get tired of superhero cinematic universes, and honestly, I can't blame them. I think we should have a big, long break from cinematic universes for superhero movies going on, because the MCU has done so good for the superhero genre, but has also lately been doing a lot of bad and hurting the superhero or comic book movie brand for a lot of people. And I completely understand that. I don't entirely agree, but I understand where they're coming from with it.
Not only that, but we also have proof of Sydney Sweeney getting interviewed and talking about her research about her character, Spider-Woman, hanging upside down. So here are the clips.
I read that when you freaked out when you found out that you booked this role. What was going through your mind? And did you run out and buy every comic that you could to help you prepare for this?
I did. So the moment I found out, I was filming actually in Albuquerque at the time, and there was a small comic book store down the street from the house I was in. And I went straight to the comic book store, and I scavenged for every single comic that Julia appeared in, and I bought all of them, and I just went home and I read everything I could. I was so excited.
Oh my God.
The drawings that I saw of Julia was always upside down, feet together, very ballet aerialist moves. So I begged and begged and begged to have my character drop from the ceiling, because that's just what Julia would have done. I have a lot of photos of me just hanging upside down, just waiting for action.
And yes, I do find Sydney Sweeney attractive. And honestly, I can see why people really are starting to like Sydney Sweeney, and her fan base has actually gotten a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's getting bigger because she seems more relatable. She's willing to give her shots. That area, obviously. Like, people are starting to like her. Like, as I mentioned in my video, like, there are so many videos that use Sydney Sweeney in their thumbnails. Like, they are legit everywhere. Like, no matter what side of films you're on, if you're the one who thinks films are still good side, which is a very tiny little portion, and then the films suck nowadays portion, which is bigger, and which I am proud of being a part of.
You know, so far what I've seen out of films, I'm actually trying to be on the side where it says films suck nowadays. I'm really leaning towards that because I'm really starting to, I'm not a Disney show. I like Star Wars, but I like when the directors and the writers, they put in time and effort with these characters. I mean, if you don't know your research on Star Wars characters, Marvel characters, you're not gonna get butts and seats, people, to see these characters in live action. I'm sorry. I mean, yes, Madam Web did not do good from what I heard. I have not seen the movie. I don't plan to see the movie. But I do like Spider-Woman because of Sydney Sweeney, and I think she did a really good job. But what I'm worried about is if Sydney Sweeney is Black Cat in Spider-Man 4, I mean, I'm saying a big if on this one. If she really is Black Cat, I don't want Disney to mess her character up.
Like, even if she gets introduced in, like, Spider-Man 4, which the Spider-Man films are owned by Sony, but they still have a deal with Disney, like, Disney could still mess up Black Cat's character after Spider-Man 4, because, like, think about it. What was the first movie that Tom Holland's Spider-Man was introduced in? It was...
Civil War.
Exactly. They introduced that character in Civil War, and then Sony went on with it, and then he was also a part of Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. I should have probably flipped those around. Whoopsie. Oh well. And then he was in No Way Home. Now, because of Disney and Sony's partnership, they can pull each character from there that they want to. Let's say, like, Black Cat is, like, really cool in Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4. That doesn't stop them from bringing her into another film and then just making her an insufferable modern girl boss of nowadays. This is kind of why I'm kind of worried about the concept. Like, even if Sydney Sweeney is the character and Sony does a good job with it in Spider-Man 4, Disney still could mess it up unless if they make a new contract where it's say, okay, these characters, they're only in Spider-Man movies, which we have complete control. They can't be in the other stuff, which is not going to be the case because I'm guessing Tom Holland is going to be a part of Secret Wars. There's no doubt Andrew and Toby are coming back. They are definitely coming back for Secret Wars, which was something I predicted they would in a video that I want to do. I might still do it, but we'll see. And also people are speculating because of the title of the movie. They're speculating that MCU Venom will show up by Secret Wars because that's what happened in the comics. Peter got the Venom suit during the Secret Wars comics.
But, as talented as Sydney Sweeney is, that's what I'm concerned is they're going to make Black Cat into this
modern girl boss that nobody likes.
Yes. And Black Cat is a very, very, very popular character.
Don't mess her up.
If they do bring her in the
Yeah.
film. Honestly, I should just do Spider-Man films myself and make them stop motion. And
I would say regardless, you should just do it yourself. I don't trust Sony or Disney that much.
Because when I do characters off of stop motion, I come up with my own stories, but I also like to add a little bit of the comics in there too.
Right. Well, I'm the one who's shoving all the references to past medias and comics.
Well, yeah, but like when I decide to make this Spider-Man stuff, then I'm going to start going off the comics.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I like Sydney Sweeney. I think she's a really good actress. And I really do hope that she is in Spider-Man 4, because if she is in Spider-Man 4, I mean, if she is, I would only see it because of her.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
And I cannot wait to see what else she has for, like, movies or TV shows. So, yeah, that's the video, guys.
All right. Have a nice day, everyone.
Bye, guys.